These are 13 more times Jimmy Fallon crossed the line and got called out by celebrities.
The best title? Wow, that sounds like damning me with faint praise, Jimmy.
That was awful.
All right, look.
For years, Fallon built a brand on being the most likable guy. But what's hiding behind those unnatural laughs?
Wait, what did I do wrong?
Let's look at the most uncomfortable times Fallon got shut down on his own show. Just like when Blake Shelton's affable persona unexpectedly cracked during his 2017 appearance on The Tonight Show.
I also saw the 15-minute segment you did.
Talking about.
What began as a simple promo for Texoma Shore quickly spiraled into one of Fallon's most uncomfortable on-air moments.
Here, about memories of where you are? Is this Texoma Shore?
Right now, I'm thinking about wishing I was there.
Texoma Shore, young little Blakey, running around with his short shorts on.
The tension reached its breaking point when Shelton finally interrupted Fallon.
Making fun of my damn album cover.
I'm not making fun of it.
Try to help me sell records for once. You do something
I just didn't know the
promotes
situation.
me.
What is the situation? Are you like that? So
Will you interview me, for God's sakes? Don't act like you had a serious question to ask me just so you could have a reason to show that damn picture on television.
If Shelton cracked Fallon's facade, Joaquin Phoenix straight up shattered it with pure silence during his 2019 Joker promo.
All right, you've watched the movie Step Brothers more than any other film. Okay? That's number one.
You want me to...
No, that's number one.
Am I just listening?
Yeah. You love reality TV and think reality TV stars are the best actors in the world. Names is Kitten.
Much like when Shelton had enough of Fallon's antics, Phoenix lets silence speak louder than a punchline.
Walk.
Why?
Walk.
Why?
Well, your name's Joaquin. I feel like that's too long for me.
You can handle it. I feel like you can handle it.
I see how you save a little
energy.
energy.
You monologue every night.
Yeah, but I save a little energy by calling you Walk.
Okay.
I don't have to do the keen.
Okay.
You know? I've read in many things that you don't enjoy doing talk shows. And I find that,
Throughout the exchange, Fallon glanced desperately off camera, clearly out of his depth when faced with an unexpected off-script moment.
I love them all because I don't know what's real and what's not real, but it makes me laugh. Because I know you a little.
The awkwardness peaked when Fallon tried to introduce his favorite part from Joker.
You know what my favorite part of the movie is? When you don't get the joke.
What's the joke?
When the Joker doesn't get the jokes.
Oh, I don't get the jokes.
At the comedy club.
I didn't get it.
During a 2015 Tonight Show appearance, Christie found himself ambushed not with questions about his governorship or the Bridgegate scandal, but with a barrage of weight-related jokes that crossed the line from comedy to cruelty.
What's your favorite dessert?
Yeah. Ice cream.
Ice cream?
Sure.
Have to share.
The breaking point came when Fallon made a joke about Christie's penchant for ice cream.
Well, you weren't like, all right. You were like, yeah! Good night, everybody.
Fallon pleaded and Christie eventually returned, but clearly over it.
If I ever leave public life, you're gonna have to hire 2 writers just to replace the garbage you say about me. It's unbelievable.
While Christie chose to walk off, RuPaul stayed and corrected Fallon live on air during his 2020 appearance.
I know, but this was gigantic. This is the first time a drag queen has ever been put on the cover of...
drag queen? A drag queen? I am the queen of drag.
Fallon's face registered visible shock, a reaction that would later become a widely shared meme.
I apologize. Oh.
The clip quickly went viral on Twitter, prompting Jimmy to respond in a follow-up video where he admitted,
Dude, I really thought it was over. That was it. I go,
Now you're canceled.
That's it, I'm canceled. Yeah, I started my own hashtag Jimmy Fallon is over party.
Yeah.
Twitter users who celebrated RuPaul's authentic moment had no idea an even more revealing clip was about to break through the carefully maintained facade of Fallon's public image. As protests filled American streets following George Floyd's murder, social media unearthed a 20-year-old SNL clip showing Fallon in darkface impersonating Chris Rock.
Where is he? Man, oh man, read this book. I seen Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and guess what? Not a lot of black folks on the show. Know why? Because black folks don't like to answer questions.
The footage spread like wildfire across platforms, transforming from a forgotten comedy sketch into a career-threatening crisis as hashtag Jimmy Fallon is over party began trending nationwide. For days, Fallon remained silent while the backlash intensified. NBC faced their own dilemma, having previously fired Megyn Kelly for merely defending blackface, yet now confronting similar behavior from one of their biggest stars. When Fallon finally addressed the issue on May 26th, his apology acknowledged the obvious. In 2000, while on SNL, I made a terrible decision to do an impersonation of Chris Rock while in blackface. There is no excuse for this. In Jan 2024, Dakota Johnson did something virtually unheard of in late-night television. She stopped mid-sentence to call out a host who wasn't actually listening to her.
It's a superhero that exists in the comics, but where are you going to do a press release?
Johnson appeared on The Tonight Show to promote her upcoming film Madam Web, but the conversation took an unexpected turn when she noticed Fallon was distracted.
So leak it to like fandom.net.
I'm writing notes.
She's clairvoyant.
She's clairvoyant.
And I think that it's the coolest thing in the world to take this seriously.
A fan writes, "Love that she's still not letting any host push her over. Reminds me of that 'aren't you supposed to let people talk' moment with him."
I sort of...
Do they allow dogs at the hotel?
Aren't you supposed to let people talk on the show?
Her willingness to call out Fallon reminded viewers of when she and other celebrities shut down Ellen DeGeneres' disrespect before. Go watch, the video link is in the description. And Dakota wasn't the only one. Fallon had a bit of a habit of interrupting guests, and others called him out too.
I've loved this experience.
You're great at it. I mean, we don't want you to. We want you to do more of it. Yeah.
It's the family, and it was the most surreal. Yeah, it was the weirdest. It was the weirdest night of my life.
And you don't sit. Who'd you go with? Your sister?
I went with my sister. I went with my mom, my dad.
Or deny?
I mean, we've had a really good time today.
Taylor.
So
Taylor.
No, see where I'm going with this at least. Nobody ever listens to me.
Oh my
Finish a
gosh.
thought.
Oh my God.
So what I was saying is,
you're not even looking at me.
Because I'm trying to think of what to say next.
Minutes, which meant I could do like a...
You could hold your breath for 5 minutes underwater?
Yeah, which I never thought was possible. I was like, oh, maybe I'll aim for 3. But we started doing it.
The bank somewhere.
And
But it wasn't the only time Jimmy Fallon found himself in a sticky situation. When British comedian John Oliver appeared on The Tonight Show in 2018, he called out Jimmy Fallon for a praise.
Week Tonight, which I still think is the best title of any show ever, still.
The best title? Wow, that sounds like damning me with faint praise, Jimmy.
But Oliver didn't stop there.
I really love the title. It goes downhill once that's finished.
No, I love the title. It's a joke before even the show starts.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
laughing.
so dumb. It makes no sense.
And I like all the posters.
But not all of Fallon's uncomfortable moments stem from his professional shortcomings as an interviewer. Sometimes the most revealing interactions come when guests bring unexpected personal history into the studio. Just like in 2015, when Nicole Kidman casually mentioned a past meeting without realizing she was about to trigger one of Fallon's most awkward and viral moments ever.
I guess or something. I don't remember really when it was, but
I just remember I liked you. So Rick, our mutual friend, says, you know, Jimmy wants to meet you and you can go over to his apartment and da-da-da-da, and I'm single, and I'm like, okay, yeah. And you wouldn't talk. You didn't say anything. You were like, hey, Did you?
I was very nervous.
It was like a hang. It was meant to just, I don't know. And then you put a video game on or something, and I'm like, this is so bad.
Kidman told the audience, exposing Fallon's complete social awkwardness.
I thought, he has no interest. This is so embarrassing. Okay, no chemistry. And then I was like, maybe he's gay.
But Kidman wasn't the only one to unintentionally question Fallon's masculinity. In September 2016, Fallon's playful ruffle of Trump's hair during the campaign sparked instant backlash and became a career-defining controversy.
Can I mess your hair up?
Viewers abandoned The Tonight Show in droves, sending ratings into a tailspin that alarmed both Fallon and NBC. Years later, when Fallon finally expressed regret about the incident in a Hollywood Reporter interview, saying, quote, I'm sorry if I made anyone mad, and looking back, I would do it differently. Trump himself poured salt in the wound with a mocking tweet. Jimmy Fallon is now whimpering to all that he did the famous hair show with me. He is taking heat. He called and said, "Monster ratings. Be a man, Jimmy." Games and lip-sync battles might be Fallon's comfort zone, but they also became the unexpected stage where his carefully maintained persona cracked wide open. During a charades game with NBA legend Charles Barkley, Fallon's mood shifted as Barkley kept failing to guess, muttering under his breath and creating on-camera awkwardness.
Okay, 4 words movie. Karate Kid.
4 words!
Why you say 4?
Because I said the 3rd word.
That was your clue?
That was a ninja, yeah. That was a ninja.
Are you kidding me?
That was a ninja right there.
Listen, that was awful.
All right, look.
If Kidman's revelation left Fallon visibly shaken, it was Martin Short's roast in 2019 that would truly expose the facade.
No.
But this is the greatest show on television because there is no host in late night that pretends to care the way you do. You prove that tall, handsome white men can make it in show business.
You have such a clean image. I mean, and that's hard to do in today's world.
At the time, it played like brutal honesty disguised as comedy. But a few years later, after Fallon was hit with toxic workplace allegations, those lines land with a very different kind of sting. It felt like the final layer pulled back, a punchline that hit too close to a truth Fallon had been deflecting for years. In the end, maybe Fallon wasn't the worst. Still, Jimmy doesn't look so bad compared to other hosts who've ruined interviews with just one disrespectful question like this video next on screen. Click to watch. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you hate Jimmy Fallon or still kind of love him?